Now, I would like to ask for our last finalist number 16. Miss Liu, would you like to go ahead and start, please?
Yes. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So, hey guys, my name is Zeyu Liu, and I'm so glad and grateful to be here this morning. I want to take a moment to thank all judges for taking up our submission work in the past few weeks. I appreciate all your effort. So, do you guys know the global GDP has reached to 85.77 trillion American dollar in 2019? It's a really astonishing figure. Such economic prosperity help in alleviating poverty, generating employment, diversifying the market, and thus reward people a sense of well-being. But do you know what's behind it? In other words, do you know what is the cost of rapid growth in global business? I give you the answer through my presentation. In brief, world peace has to be guaranteed by environmental sustainability in the use of natural resources, while businesses are careful to minimize the impact of their behavior on nature, and the government law should be used to protect the environment. Nowadays, we hear the environmental pollution is getting worse and worse as a result of human activity. And I personally think some unethical businesses are to blame. In order to maximize their income, businesses tend to manufacture goods as much as possible before they do the marketing. The overproduction means the natural resources are being depleted extravagantly. Problems like overfishing, overfarming, soil erosion, deforestation become more and more common. This misconduct break the peaceful relationship between human and nature. If we maintain on the status quo, the resources will disappear in the near future. Thus, the fresh air, drinking water, arable land are unattainable for future generations. Once humans' living demands cannot be satisfied, chaos will rise among the countries. So from the business point of view, global enterprises has accountability to participate in environmental sustainability, since any of their decision making can easily raise discussion and thinking among the public. Therefore, give people a reflection about how the nature is being used as exhausting resources. Global company can assist with campaigns like environmental conservation, investment in renewable energy, saving water, innovation in sustainable construction and architecture, which are all promising solutions to solve the present situation. The sport company Nike runs an app which compares the environmental footprint of different fabric. So it is easier for designer and consumer to make green choice. And of course, the sole effort of one business is not enough to safeguard the environment, but the collaborative effort should be paid. The global corporates can break the traditional competition with brands to each other for support in terms of the use of scarce resources. One great example are two big chocolate manufacturers. The Nestle and Mars are working together to help farmers to meet the growing demand for cocoa. And that is what I want to express in my artwork, which is here. So in conclusion, with an ever-increasing list of sustainability concerns, it is a good time now for business to take a first step towards sustainable development goals. Since the ultimate peace between humanity and nature will pin hope on that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ziyu, for the wonderful artwork. I think it was great. Now I would like to ask Mr. Ventriker, please remember to unmute your mic, sir, and then go ahead and ask your question.
I need help. I really like the fact that so many people produced some art, because I think art is, as has been said before, it is one way of getting through to the heart of people rather than using words. I do a little bit of art myself, and I know that just like when you write an essay, there's nothing on the page that wasn't intended to be there. Like there are sometimes happy accidents if you're doing watercoloring, but still there's nothing there that wasn't intended to be there. So I'm going to give you a chance to answer one of three questions, perhaps, or all of them, because I'm looking at your piece of art, and I'm wondering. I noticed the business. You have businessmen, no business women there, I think. Although it could be that, you know, it's not necessarily, but you do have their faces. There are no faces. I noticed that the one person does not, the hand is covered by the sleeve, and there's one other thing. Oh, the dove is carrying a branch with an olive branch with money in it. So you can, I'd like to know, are all of those intentional, and could you explain any one of them?
Oh, sure. So here's my artwork. So I wanted to explain the olive branch with the leaves, with the symbol of the dollars. So the reason why I wanted to use this symbol is I think that, you know, the olive branch always symbolize the peace, and like I wanted this symbol to give people a visual impact on how a healthy environment can ensure people's well-being as well as the future advancement, because the environment, which I symbol by the branch, is the most basic foundation of our business development, because our human are always like to take the natural resources as for granted, and I hope that human can to give a reflection and how the environment is protecting us from the wicked world, because only a good environment can ensure the collaboration between countries and to support people for more human activity.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to ask a lot of other questions too, but I thought the hand being covered by the sleeve was, if that was intentional, was interesting, showing a lack of generosity or a secret, or a kind of a secret desire. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, it's not my intention. Just like it's just your package, your working package.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Now may I ask Professor Wang to ask the final question?
Well, good to be the finalist of the finalist here. Thanks, George, for asking the question. And I openly admit I'm myself are artistically challenged, therefore I don't even notice a lot of little details, but I do really appreciate what Zeyu, right, you're doing to use art to articulate a couple of things. One is to express your concern about how business works, and then how a business should sort of carry on their so-called social responsibility, or corporate social responsibility. And that's a really hot topic nowadays. So myself involved with a lot of NGOs to work on that aspect. But one challenge we often encounter nowadays is say how do we sort of solve the conflict between the business benefit or business profit, and how do they maximize their sort of social responsibilities? So I'm wondering, so through your piece of art there, you're trying to present there. So what would you suggest, like in the artistic form, say, how do we solve that conflict? Because it's really, really difficult.
Yeah, because I think the first priority of business is to making money, but while during the process of the economic growth, the problem of environmental pollution is actually impact our humans' normal life. Like we don't have the really great fresh air as the past we have. So I think business first, they have to understand that the environment is the most basic foundation. They have to imagine that if we do not start with the environmental sustainable development right now, there's nothing for them to produce because there's no raw material for them to produce their product, and they cannot get progress continuously. And also, I think government should have accountability to actually educate this business and to set down some and to enact some very stringent laws and to prevent this business from some unethical behavioral patterns.
Okay, so I think we're running out of time, right? So like George, I have a lot of questions, but I probably should be fair to every finalist here and just stop there.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you, Zheyu, for your answer.